Hello, everybody. Oh, hi, Gary. Welcome back. I'm gonna come back to you in 1 minute. 1 minute. I'll come right back.
Okay.
To you. Okay. Hold on. Hi, everybody. It's Deirdre Verbo here in Let's Talk Seniors, Memory Care Issues, Alzheimer's, Dementia, and Parkinson's. And among all the crazy things going on in the world with COVID and the George Floyd murder and everything going on, it's a tragic time, but we still have to take care of everybody and each other, and we definitely have to take care of our seniors. Such an interesting article came out today. Well, before I do that, I'll introduce myself for those of you that are just tuning in for the first time. I'm Deirdre Verbo. I'm an author and senior housing specialist. Wrote a book called Home to Home. Never know where to show this. Wrote a book called Home to Home, the Senior Housing Guide, and a workbook that goes along with it. Whoops, there we go. Okay. If you want a free copy, just write to me or send it to me. You can buy it on Amazon, or I'll be happy to send it to you free during this time to help seniors, any member of your family or loved one or your parent who is thinking they might need more help and might need people to come into their house to see how they can afford it, maybe with reverse mortgage or just what they can afford, or if they can't afford it, what they need to do with their house to get it ready, or if they have an emergency and need to leave their house abruptly and go into senior housing, what there is to do with the house and how to do it. So please give me a call about that. I also buy and flip houses. I'm a senior housing specialist, and I'd love to talk to you about that. So feel free. During this live show, also feel free to ask any questions below, and we will answer them. A lot of people are writing in like, great show, but feel free to ask any questions because we're here to answer them. So tonight we're going to be talking about small residential senior living homes and the caregivers and the staff. And many of you know that I am opening up my first one in the next few weeks in the Huntington section of Shelton, Connecticut. I am super excited. There will be 6 residents only, and a residential assisted living community is a regular home with a regular family, basically 6 seniors in my home that will live together as a family with round-the-clock care, round-the-clock staff, loving caregivers, their meals, everything provided, safety, security systems. These have proven to have less falls, promote people's lives, they live longer, a whole bunch of great things. But indulge me for one moment before Gary Ferone comes on, our special guest. And we have this great article today. It's called Smaller is Better. COVID-19 primes senior living for rise of small model homes. Now, interestingly enough, Gary Ferone, our speaker today, he has 5 such homes in Connecticut. He's the only one. I will be the 6th. These homes are prevalent in other parts of the U.S. There are 47,000 of them across the nation, and they're the preferred place to be for seniors. And you'll see why, especially during a time like COVID. And who knows, anything could come back again. But right now, these are the safest places to be. And we are hoping to open more in Connecticut and really spread the word for our seniors. But according to this article, it says gotta put my glasses on here. Small house senior living may be well suited to handle the disruptions of the COVID-19 era. They may also boost the model's popularity going forward. So we hope to see more of these. Just ask Jim Stroud, co-founder and former chairman of Capital Senior Living and current president of Dallas-based holding company. After leaving Capital at the end of 2008, he set out to find the next generation of senior housing models, and he started his own small residential homes. The small home communities of tomorrow may resemble single-family homes, which they do, and many small communities do today. That is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. Some of the small house senior living have reported minimal levels of COVID-19, if any, and touted the model as a key to their success. So it's amazing that we kept the residents safe. Unlike their more traditional senior living counterparts, some providers which focus on small house settings have not had to disrupt their seniors' residents' lives quite as much when implementing infection control measures. And there's even more anecdotal evidence that supports that these communities are better equipped than large congregate settings to prevent the disease's spread. The small house model was a solution waiting for a problem, and the problem is COVID. If I'm putting my mom and dad someplace, I'd rather put them in a compartmentalized setting with 5 to 10 people than I would a gigantic wing that comes off like a hospital. So it's a great article on senior houses, senior housing living, and how safe they are, and how they think there's going to be more and more of these, which we need desperately here in Connecticut because of the safety. So I'm going to welcome today's guest, and I'm going to talk about him while he's on screen. So today's guest is Gary Ferone. He owns Fairfield Family Care based in Stamford and has for the last 12 years. Welcome, Gary. He has 134 caregivers servicing Westchester and Fairfield that go into your home, and 50% of them are 24-hour live-in care. They all have their own vehicles, they drive, they specialize in memory care issues, Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's. Through his years of experience, he realized that people are eventually moving out of their own homes to assisted living and paying exorbitant fees in settings not conducive to memory care needs. And he felt like the care was subpar. He had a dream of having a senior community live in a beautiful home with excellent care, affordable prices. Thus, the Sunshine Senior Residence was born. And Gary has now opened 5 such houses in Wilmington County in the past 6 years. And his homes have only 4 and 5 residents, so they boast a high caregiver ratio of 2 to 4 in the day and 1 to 4 at night, which you will not see anywhere else. So the beauty of these homes is that they've been so much safer than large facilities, and Gary has had 0 COVID cases at his homes. So today we're going to be looking at Gary's Roxbury Road home in Stamford, and he's going to be talking about caregivers, how he finds them, what is required of them, and what he looks for. So take it away, Mr. Gary Ferone.
Hi, how you doing?
Great.
Good. Thanks for having me. Third time on your show.
You're welcome.
This is the third house that I'm going to preview for you today, which was actually my first house about 6 years ago. So this is really where it all started actually, I wouldn't call it North Stamford because it's on the south side of the Merritt, right off of Den Road on Roxbury Road. So
that's a beautiful neighborhood.
It's a great neighborhood. They call it the Lake Claire section of Stamford. It's not far from West Hill High School, which we do get some volunteers from. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you just a little bit about my homes. You did mention, and I want to mention again, that we've had 0 COVID cases through this whole pandemic, which we're really proud of. And so are the families are, very, very happy that we have had no issues. We did stop all family visitation. We stopped all of our vendors coming. Play the guitar for us, or Girl Scouts that come in and volunteer. But we've been sort of connecting with families, almost even more so, because we've been doing a lot of FaceTime and Skype visits with the families, and we do that daily. There is a new rule now that actually is going to help us in even more sort of protect our residents and our caregivers as well. That starting on June 28th, the 28th of this month, it is going to be mandatory for every single caregiver and every single staff member and anyone that enters the home to have weekly COVID testing and to show proof of that as well. So every one of my caregivers, myself, my manager, my supervisor, and everyone has to get tested weekly before they can come into work or return to work. But what we do is anybody... Go ahead.
But I know you've been already doing this, Gary, so you're kind of ahead of the crowd, right? You've already been testing every week, which is great. But what's also nice is that your residents have not have to be in their own room. They like in so many of the nursing homes, the residents are still just in their own rooms. They haven't come out yet. And your residents can gather and congregate freely.
And now that the weather's nice, it's even better because we've obviously we have full range of the home, inside and outside as well. We have beautiful decks on the back that we're having little picnics now. We have a nice awning. We can sit under there. The weather's perfect today, so it feels like that they're out and there's not a pandemic or an issue in the outside world. Why don't I give you a little tour?
Okay, go right ahead.
Good. Let me just turn this around here. A minute.
Okay.
Good. I'm back with you. Can you see me?
Yes, perfect.
Great. So this here is my first home, and it is, as I mentioned, in the Roxbury section. It's a regular residential home. You wouldn't know that there were elderly people or your loved ones being in here just from the outside. Everything is handicap accessible. We have a nice easy wheelchair ramp for people to get in and out. We have a beautiful backyard with a great lake. This is where we spend most of our time. This is our entrance here. We have an egress door. Just coming into the home. Wait 1 minute.
Now we got you.
I'm back with you. Were you able to hear me?
Yeah, it was a little windy out.
Good.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. So anyway, I'm inside the home now. As I mentioned before, right here on the wall, we have egress doors in every one of the homes. So you need a punch code just to be able to enter and exit. So we don't have anybody sort of, walking out sort of unaccompanied. In the homes here, no one goes outside unless they're accompanied by a caregiver. As you mentioned before, we have 2 caregivers during the day, and we have 1 caregiver in the evening. So we have a 1-in-2 ratio during the day and a 1-in-4 in the evening. Okay. I'm going to turn the camera around a little bit. So this really is our great room where we spend a lot of time. We do a lot of arts and crafts in here. We're actually putting a puzzle together. I have a great lady that her name is Rifa that come and does she plays the piano a few times a week in this home. And we sort of sit here. We have a little sing along. We crank up the popcorn machine. We could lay back in the lounge chairs and just sort of enjoy her music. I have a handicap bathroom in here. We have a nice sitting room in here for people to just sort of enjoy, sort of kick back, maybe a little bit of a quiet time or family visitation. This was actually when I moved into the home, a 2-car garage, and we converted into a nice, great room with a beautiful view of the lake. Okay. This is really most of the time where we have our breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the main dining room. And breakfast is served a la carte. Whatever time people get up, they can basically have whatever they want. We like to combine dinners and lunches sort of together. We have everyone in here. We're just sort of, we just finished dinner. We're having a little bit of a sort of quiet time and just taking sort of a little bit of a nap. We have our kitchen area in here where all of the cooking is homemade by the caregivers. We have a beautiful outdoor area here where we spend, most of our time. We had lunch out here today. It was nice. We have a nice awning, so we protect everyone from the sun. We have our vegetable gardens. In this home here, we have our largest vegetable garden in the back where we grow our tomatoes and our lettuce and our cucumbers and zucchini. We actually even have a couple of pumpkins for the fall. We have barbecues regularly on the weekend, and we spend most of our time outside because this is really where people should be. I'm a firm believer in a little bit of vitamin D, and it's fresh air, and they don't have to feel cooped up in the home every single day. Deirdre, have you been here?
Really pretty. I love that backyard. I love the lake. Did you show the lake?
I did.
Yeah, so pretty. I love it. And who takes care of the gardens? Do the residents do the gardening?
So we have a gentleman that comes over and he does all of the gardening, but we'll walk clients out and they can pick a tomato. They can, we usually put down a big mat and they can, kneel down if they're able to. They can weed the garden a little bit. We have some basil and we have some parsley and we have some peppers here, and just sort of small gardens if people aren't able to do that in the back. And I'll take you through the home. And this is our kitchen area in here. Regular kitchen as if you were in your home. We want to make people feel comfortable, make them feel like that it's home. This house is completely sprinklered. We have a 300-gallon storage tank in the basement in case of any drop of well pressure that we have here. So we've modernized these bathrooms to have a roll under sink for ease of sort of brushing your teeth, washing your face. We have a roll-in shower to make it nice and easy for the residents to shower. This is Jerry's room in here. All the rooms are bright and airy. We don't want to keep them cluttered. We have he's got a great view of the side yard and our vegetable garden. We have a large bathroom in here for him. Okay, we have a nice handicap accessible bathroom, and this is Joe's room in here. He's taking a little nap, so we won't bother him too much.
Gary,
every house has, yes.
Gary, your picture kind of froze. You're talking, but it froze. I hear you speaking, but your picture kind of froze. We're getting the verbal tour. We're not getting the visual.
Can you hear me now?
I can, yeah. I could hear you before. We just weren't getting the tour. All right, now we're touring. Now we're touring. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the caretakers and how you choose them and what their qualifications are, how many hours they work, like how do you look for them? What do you look for in a caretaker? This is what happens when you're on live TV. Facebook Live, folks. I'll be back on. Can't see you now, Gary. Well, if anybody's interested in Gary's home, Sunshine Senior Residence, 203-517-0440. I know he has a waiting list to get in, but definitely give a call. I will just do another little commercial break here for my home-to-home book. If anybody's interested, 203-570-4839. Give me a call. I would love to send you a copy. Oh, and we're back. That's what happens when you're live. Hey, Gary. Welcome back.
Have a little bit of...
Yeah, we're enjoying your home, but I was asking, tell us a little bit about your caretakers, what you look for, the interview process, how long have they been there, what do you look for in a caretaker, qualifications and things like that?
We look for a caregiver. Out of the 130 that we employ, we feel that in the homes here, we have the best of the care. I look for somebody who does it from the heart instead of for the hand. It is a very emotionally rewarding career. It may not be as financially rewarding as most people would like, but they do it because of the love of the clients. I think one of the things that we offer in a smaller environment is a lot of extra attention, a lot of TLC, a lot of love for the client, and I think that that's what's most important of anything. We feel that what we try to do is we try to offer a really, really good care at a very, very affordable rate. We seem to be with full care and memory care, we're about half the cost of an assisted living in a much smaller more personal environment, and that's really what we strive for.
That's significant because when choosing a home, people choose because of love, but they have to be practical too and choose because of what they can afford and how long they could afford something as nice as a residential assisted living home.
And a lot of people feel, and money is always an issue. I won't kid you there. And some people have limited resources, but in our homes, it allows people, while they still have some assets, to be able to live in a nice, comfortable environment, and they could live here a lot longer versus going to a larger facility. And one of the reasons for that, when I first started this program, I got feedback from a lot of clients, and their biggest issue that they had with some of the other types of facilities is that it was plus, 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 plus. Every time they turn around, the bill got higher and higher and higher. So with that in mind, when I opened up my first home and I had my first resident walk through the door, I made a commitment to them that their loved one will never get lost in the shuffle, that they'll have really, really good care, and the rate will never increase for the term and the life of the resident. So I've had people that have been with me from the beginning, and that was about 6 years ago, and they're still paying the same rate and never an annual increase, whether we have Department of Labor minimum wage increases or cost of living increases or utility increases, their rate always stays the same.
That's so great and easy to budget. So last night I was furniture shopping, and I was speaking to a woman in the store whose dad is 97, and he was in a larger assisted living facility in Shelton, and she went every day to bathe him. Well, like every other day, she showered him. She went every other day to shower him. She called him every day, like when he had to take his medicine, to remind him. She called him like every 2 hours to take his medicine, what medicine, and looked on her phone to make sure he was taking it correctly and watched him take it. And she had to go over there and cut his hair. She was doing those plus, plus, plus services because they didn't have the money. I said, you work full time and have a family, and you are the caregiver for your dad when he lives in a big assisted living facility. And she said, yeah, I'm already paying a fortune. And then every time, if we need to shower him, they're going to charge X more per month. And then if they need to take care of his medicine, they're going to charge us X per month. And then we're not going to be able to keep him there. So basically, she was the caretaker. He was living there. And I'm like, wow. So I was like, wow, you would love our home. It's just,
one of the things we let everyone know that we shower daily. Some of the larger facilities and other facilities shower twice, possibly 3 times a week. We shower every single day or take direction from the family. We do laundry individually, daily. The laundry doesn't get sort of commingled with everyone else's. So we'll do your laundry today. We'll do my laundry today. We'll do everybody in the house's laundry each individual day. We have a book that when medication is given, the caregiver has to sign their name and the time that's given and the medication that is given. We have a daily checklist book that we take everyone's temperature daily, especially going through the COVID times. In addition to that, we write a paragraph as to the condition of the client. They had a good day, they didn't have a good day, and sometimes if they changed medication, they can see a nice daily log on the progression or degression of a client. So
it's also great that they're showered every day, because people are getting showers every day, because if you're in a dependent situation and, or laying in bed more than usual, UTIs can develop and illnesses and bed sores, and like so much better to be cleaned and showered every day. So it's so much healthier.
Mentioned the haircut just a minute ago. So we just, after 2 months of no hair cutting, including myself, and I got one last night, but we have Louisa, who's terrific, who owns a small salon, and she comes to the house usually every 2 or 3 weeks, and she'll, dye the lady's hair. She'll do waxing. She, gives everybody a haircut and a shampoo as well. And we love her. That's in addition to our regular base monthly charge. So she usually charges from $18 to $30 per haircut, depending on the male or female. We do nails in the house.
So did the hair cutting, did it open up in Connecticut?
I don't know if it opened up in Connecticut, but we're not going to a salon. She's coming here.
Okay.
It was
I know
also
it didn't open up in New York yet. I'm waiting.
so, so she was obviously also COVID tested before returning back to the home to give haircuts, and she wears a mask and a gloves through these pandemic times.
Excellent. Excellent. So the caretakers come to you with experience usually. Are they younger, older, have had experience in home health care before, or CNAs?
At our agency, we don't hire anybody who doesn't have at least 3 years of experience in the business. We've been in business for about 12 years. And over the 12 years, you find your really, really good caregivers and you weed out the ones that are not so good. So these caregivers that work in the homes were really handpicked from working with other clients, really, really good feedback, good references, and they were placed in each home. We pay them more, and they like it better because they have consistent work here, and they really get attached to the clients. In other type situations where you have live-ins or just hourly, you do elder care business, so you do have clients that pass from time to time. Caregivers obviously don't like that. They get attached to a client, but they're also out of work for a while. So
Also, it's really nice is they're working with another staff person, or they have 4 people to watch in your case, or 5, instead of 1. So it's more interesting. It's more interactive. It's more, especially if you have a resident who may not be that communicative anymore, and it's just so much more interesting to be with the other people. It's just energy. It's more better.
When we took a poll of in asking the caregivers what they liked the best, their number one reason was, I don't like doing the one-on-one anymore. It was a little too boring, a little too lonely. Here they have the interaction with another caregiver. They have volunteers that come in. We have our office staff that comes in. I'm in every single home every single day, as well as my office manager, Charmaine. We have somebody that comes and pours the meds every single Monday. So there's always interaction. In addition to that, I think the funnest thing for the residents with the 5 homes that we have a lot of interaction with other residents in other homes. So we do a lot of barbecues, especially in this time and in this weather. We want to take advantage of it. So we may have a home 5 minutes away, hop in the car and come over for a nice little barbecue on a Tuesday. We may reciprocate on a Thursday. We have a lot of families that come visit with their kids and the dogs, and bring everybody in on the weekend. So that's a lot of fun. So there's always a little bit of life. There's always a little bit of action. We don't want to, again, over-activity them to death. We like a nice, calm, stable environment, and that's what we try to create here.
And you bring your dog.
And I bring my dog.
And
we have a little English bulldog mascot. His name is Romeo, and he comes over and he licks everybody and plays with everybody and rolls over and snores for the duration of our visit.
Wonderful. That's great. And so I know your caregivers are super duper devoted to your people, and you've been there quite a while, and you have almost no turnover in caregiver staff, which is great. And yeah, so it's great that you found devoted people that really stick with it and that love what they're doing.
The most important thing that we feel in trying to create an environment that is stable, especially with people that have memory impairment, is to have consistency and continuity of care. We do have people that take time off for, they need some rest. And what we do is we have 2 or 3 people within the 5 homes that we have that rotate from home to home. So I have some people that work Monday to Friday within every single weekend replacement. That's important not to have new people. But if we need people that rotate, I have a couple of caregivers that rotate from home to home. So if anyone calls out sick, or if anyone, calls out, has to take some time off, needs a few days off, we'll have a consistent person that's been here, knows the resident, can anticipate their needs, come pitch in and fill in while the regular caregiver is out. And
are they trained in memory care? Are they all trained in all?
They're all trained in memory care, and what we do is we have an online school, and it's mandatory for every single caregiver to take 2 courses per month. They can do them right on our computers here, and every home has one. They can do it on their iPhone. They can do it on their iPad, and they have to graduate. And there's a test at the end, 2 courses. They get a diploma, and it helps them with continuing education.
So are there a lot of new things that come out about care, or is it just all different things about care and Alzheimer's?
They have 340 courses that they're. So a lot of times we'll dictate if we have somebody with a different disease, Lewy body disease, or something that they're not familiar with, then we will assign that course to them. They'll go through the program. They'll spend a night or two. They'll take a test. They'll graduate. We'll give them a diploma, and that's how it helps them with continuing education. They can carry their those diplomas, throughout their career, and they're great to have.
So you specifically figure out what each person has, or that they might have Lewy body, dementia, or Alzheimer's, and then you cater to their needs.
That's correct. Yes, and we make sure that the caregivers are educated.
Yeah.
Right, we make sure that they're educated on that disease or with that impairment.
Excellent. That's fabulous. That's why everybody loves your homes, Gary.
We're trying. We really try hard. We try to, give them that little sort of extra special touch. Usually on Fridays, we have a little special dinner with, sparkling cider and some candles and some happy birthday hats to do something fun and interesting. We try different variety of foods. We can cater to any type of food group. In some of our homes, we have residents that, just need pureed foods. They need to be spoon-fed. And an important thing that I want to mention to people that's sort of unheard of in the industry is that with a set price point, which I had mentioned to you earlier, that we can take someone fully cognizant, fully ambulatory, all the way up to full lift and transfer, bedbound on hospice for no increase in cost, but still providing them the great care that they have.
That's excellent. I know that's kind of tough for families when they start out, like, $5,000 to $7,000 in places, and then they're paying like $20,000 in short stay, and that's just, sometimes really, really tough on the budget.
Yes.
Families. So that's super. That's great.
So tell me more about your home in
Shelton.
In Shelton, yes.
Well, it'll be very much like yours since you've been helping me so much with it. 6 residents. It's 3,100 square feet, so 6 bathrooms, 6 bedrooms. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Can accommodate wheelchairs, all the special needs, same as fire suppression system, the lockdown system, and everything is brand new, gorgeous. And we're just fitting it up right now with furnishings. So we are getting beautiful furniture for it. It'll be ready in a few weeks, and I'm really looking forward to getting some residents in there.
And that's great that you're going to have 6 residents, which is allowing a lot more interaction and a lot more care to be able to provide for them.
Yeah, it's fun. So, very, very excited. Very excited about it. And if anybody's interested, I know you're home. Do you have a waiting list now, or do you have an opening?
We do. We have a waiting list of 3. People know us here in Lower Fairfield County, but I'm pretty sure that there's nothing in Upper Fairfield County or even Mid Fairfield County. So I'm excited to refer a lot of people to you that can't come south, but would love to go north.
Just for first 6.
Right. I'll refer 6, and then we'll give you a waiting list of another 3.
That works. That's great. No, yeah, we'll be opening in a few weeks. With COVID, I thought we'd be opening already like a month and a half ago. Unfortunately, the crazy holdup is furniture. The furniture is all backordered. But we are very excited. We have staff. They're excited. Everybody is just like, raring to go. So we cannot wait. So very, very excited. And it's still a new concept to a lot of people. And are you running into a lot of people that still don't exactly get the concept if they haven't been in, Florida, California, Arizona, where it's all prevalent, Colorado and everywhere else? Are you still explaining what you do to everybody?
We are, yeah, we sure are. As you're thinking, as you're, I'm thinking, and you're talking, I'm excited maybe to sort of rent a van and have some of our residents after this whole pandemic is over and do some lunches in your home. I think our residents would
Yeah, that'd be fun.
home.
That would be your outing.
That'll be an outing, exactly.
Outings to each other's homes. I
You
know
know,
you want to do that.
and now that we're on the outing, sort of topic, we do a lot of things on the outside. So we have a licensed driver in every single home. We usually don't get all of our participants that sort of feel up to going out, usually 2 per day. In non-COVID times, we were going to the movies every Tuesday. We were going to the mall to stretch our legs and walk around a little bit. On Thursdays, we would go down to the beach. We would go, we have one home that's right around the corner from the Stanford Nature Center that just built a beautiful $5 million facility. And what's great is they have an upper parking lot that you can pull right in, and literally in 10 steps, you could be right in front of the zoo and pet the llamas and see the animals and things like that. And
When
they
did
have
they do that? When did they do that? I didn't know they did that.
yeah, they did that about a year ago.
Wow, nice.
It's just beautiful. I'm not too sure if it's open as of yet, but I'm sure that as things settle down a little bit, it'll open soon.
Wonderful. Yeah. Oh, I love that place. That's great for seniors because it's small enough to walk around and it's so pretty and they could just sit and I don't know if you could feed the ducks there anymore. I used to be able to. I don't think they encourage that.
Not too sure. I haven't been there recently.
They're getting vicious, those ducks, but that's fun. Yeah, so it's great to go on outings. And what about the people that cannot or are not able to get out or just really don't want to go?
You know, a lot of times they switch off. You may have 2 people to go on Monday. You may have a couple of people to go on Tuesday. We do sort of connect with the Norwalk Paratransit, which will have a paratransit bus. So if they need to go, and if they're, in a wheelchair and they're hard to move, they can transport them back and forth to maybe the Tully Center for outpatient physical therapy or an outing. We used them once to be able to go apple picking. That was fun. But we do bring a lot of people in. As I mentioned, we have somebody to come in and play the guitar. We have Sharon, whose mom used to be with us in this home here when I started for about 3 years. And she does arts and crafts a few times a week.
So nice.
Dave comes and plays the guitar every Saturday out on the deck. And they love that. We have people that come and volunteer, and we bake cookies. So we have enough entertainment and activities inside. In addition, we do physical therapy twice a day. Just to be able to keep the blood flowing. That's important.
That's great. That's great. Your houses are fun. I've been in them and they're fun and lively, which I love. Full of life. So it's super. Well, Gary Ferone, thank you again for coming on the show. Love it. Thank you so much for coming on Facebook Live and again for all your continued help with our home and continued great success with your 5. And hopefully we'll be doing some together down the line. And I thank you so much.
Good. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Bye-bye now. And everybody else, I just want to say thank you for joining us all week. It has been our pleasure here to bring you live seniors. Let's Talk Seniors. And if you have any pressing topics that you're interested in, very happy to accommodate and see what you are thinking about. I know we got a lot of calls on our Title 19 show. So I think people are asking to bring in more legal advice and trust advice and all. So we'll be doing that in the future. But anything else you're interested in, just write below and we'll definitely accommodate. And if you are interested in a free book, Home to Home, your senior housing guide, or if you need a solution to your family's house, please give me a call at 203-689-7562. Until Monday, have a super duper weekend. Thank you, everybody.
Hi, Deirdre here again. Thank you for joining me on Let's Talk Seniors Memory Care Issues. Is this an issue hitting home? Do you have a parent or loved one with memory care issues who feels not safe at home anymore? Are isolation, falls, and safety issues becoming a big concern? Welcome to Dogwood Senior Home, premier boutique residential senior living specializing in memory care. It's country living at its best in the Huntington section of Shelton, Connecticut. We're truly a home with only 6 senior residents living as one family unit. Senior residential homes are a concept sweeping the nation with 47,000 across the U.S. We're pleased to open Dogwood Senior Home as it will be only number 6 for Connecticut. Brand new, sparkling clean, opening mid-June. And safe, safe, safe. We are COVID-free. Residential care homes boast a very low COVID infection rate across the nation. This is due to the intimacy of size and speed in which the caretakers can shift to accommodate immediate needs. They are much safer than the large homes and facilities, as you can imagine. It has been documented that residents have less falls and a better quality of life in a residential home environment. Our home is more affordable than the big box facility. You pay one all-inclusive price, and that price is guaranteed for the life of the resident. With an incredible 1-to-3 caregiver ratio, which you won't find anywhere else. Our friendly, loving caregivers are dedicated and trained in Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's issues. We're only taking 6 residents, so the home will fill up fast. Call me at 203-689-7562 for a talk and tour. I would love to meet you and your loved one. See you soon. Bye.